Hey guys, it's me, Jennie Bee, and welcome to 100 Days of Minecraft. I just started this new world, this new area, gave myself a bonus chest, so that's what I'm looking for right now. I'm going to take out some sheep while I'm looking for that bonus chest, because I know I'm going to need to make a bed sooner or later, one of these days. Found the chest, grabbing the stuff, and looking for a place to settle down. Found this mountaintop, checked out my immediate area, found these plains right next to a village. I thought this was perfect to put my house. So I started terraforming and putting my foundation down for my house. I really like dark oak wood. I know a lot of people say it spawns monsters because it's so dark, but I like it. It gives it a nice sophisticated touch. And just as I was finishing my foundation, noticed the sun was going down, so got some sheep, made a bed just as the sun was setting, and I waited for the stars to come out so I could go to bed. I like sleeping under the stars. On day 2, I wanted to finish out my foundation, so I went and grabbed some more wood. And I wanted to grab some stone as well. I knew I needed some stone, axe, and pickaxe, so I went down in a cave real fast to grab some stone so I can make some materials. And then this skeleton shot me literally out of nowhere. Came back just as the sun was setting on day 2, and I got visited by a bee. Super cute. Lovely. And when I woke up on day 3, the bee was still there hanging out with me. Hi, Mr. Bee. And I decided to cook some food, but I realized I didn't have any coal. So I knew I had to go get some coal so I can smelt my food. Now there is a large vein of coal right here at the beginning of this mine. So I just wanted to lay out some of the torches and grab the coal. Found more coal, grabbed that coal too. And then I made my way back home. Wanted to terraform on my way out. And then I smelted my meat, my mutton. Sun was almost going down, so I knew I had some more time to terraform. Very nice. And I did the rest of that until the moon came up. On day 4, I wanted to clear out a little bit of this fishing hole and do more terraforming around my house. Did that all of day 5 or all of day 4. And day 5 I went back and grabbed some more birch wood and more birch wood. I knew I was going to need a lot of birch wood for my house, so I grabbed as much as this little forest really could give me, and then I brought it back home. And then I started making my walls. And when that was all done, I knew I had to start decorating my ground floor. So I took everything out that I had and I put a single chest. And then I was like, you know what? Let's go visit the village. See what they have. What can they give me? On my way, I grabbed some eggs. And then I was like, oh, these would make a really great door. So I grabbed some of these. And then I robbed the whole town blind. Robbed them blind. Didn't know it was coming. This one only had grass. Kind of a lame. But this one had a lot of bread, so I grabbed a lot of bread. And I brought the bread home. I made my door, because I like being able to see through my door. And the sun was just about going down on day 5. So I went and grabbed more dark wood, because I knew I would need more dark oak wood. And then I came home just as the sun was setting. I built some stairs going up so I could have a place to put my bed. Laid some more chests down. And lit the place up a little bit. Went upstairs and started working on the floor. After I was done with that, I went and grabbed my bed. And on day 6, I woke on the new roof of my house. Went out and grabbed more birch wood because I needed to finish out the roof. Grabbed more dark oak. Lost a heart there. Made some stairs. And then I placed the stairs on top of my stairs foundation I had. Finished up the walls on the second floor, and then I started working on the roof. I'm not very good at roofs, so it took me a little while. As you can see, the sun is almost setting, and I haven't even finished yet. Finished just as the moon was rising, and I noticed my house was surrounded by monsters. I took the heart, ran in my house. This guy came in, took him out real quick, and noticed the fight was still going on outside. I waited for a winner. That was exciting. And then I laid out some torches so my house could be well lit so I wouldn't spawn any monsters in my house. And I made window placements. When I woke up on day 7, my front yard was filled with burning monsters. So I just cut out more holes for the windows, and I started on a balcony. Placed this fence around some barriers of the house, and then I made more chests. Very nice. And then placed those rest of the brown stairs outside, made some windows by the front door, and then for glass, I went out and got some sand and smelted some sand. Terraform more of the land, and then I put the fence down just as the sun was setting on day 7. On day 8, I awoke to see some monsters burning. I took the time out of my very busy day to watch them die. Very nice. And then I went to check on my glass. Made some window panes and started putting the windows in. I wanted more windows, so I took out some more wood and I put the window panes in. Looked like a pretty okay house. Something about it was bothering me, so I did a little bit more on the roof. Accidentally fell and had my first death. Grabbed my stuff and I went to work on the roof again. Much careful this time. Much more careful. Finished that out, and then I took a look. Still kind of looked funny, so I knew I needed something more to do with it. So I added a little border on the side. Looking better. So as the sun was setting on day 8, I finished out the fence, and then I watched the moon rise on my new balcony. Very lovely. And then I went to bed. On day 9, I awoke to my new windows, very beautiful, and decided to go to the mine. I needed some more stone and some more coal after smelting all that sand. Found a lot of coal and found a creeper. Knew I would need his gunpowder, so I went ahead and I took him out. And then grabbed more coal. More creepers came, so I decided to go home. I didn't like these dark stairs, so I decided to put some birch stairs here and thought that would add a little bit more dimension to my house. And then I went to grab more wood. As I was grabbing more wood in the forest, I noticed a nether portal. So I took out some sheep around the nether portal, grabbed myself some food, and decided to go in the chest, which I found some pretty good armor and silk touch hoe. As the sun was setting, I went back home, and I terraformed more of my land. Put out more of the fence, and then went in my house to go to sleep. On day 10, I woke up, terraformed more of the land, put out more fence, and decided to work on a boathouse. I put fence around my fishing hole and lit it up. And then I put stairs to go down into the fishing hole. And then I went to bed. But not before I checked out my new land. Just about finished up the fence. Looking good. On day 11, I went over and made a hole in the fence so I could put the fence gate, and then I grabbed more dark oak because I needed some of that for the gate. I went and put the gate in its spot, and then thus completing my closed off yard. I put some dark oak down and made the foundations for a garden. probably vegetables or wheat, and then I decided to watch the sunset, which was very nice, quite lovely. I'm glad we can take these simple joys out of the day. All right, time for bed. On day 12, I woke up and I put some torches out on the path leading out to the mine. And then a creeper came once I went inside. Blew up a little bit, but underneath his damage, I found some iron. So super glad he blew up, or I would have never found this iron here. Smelted the iron to make a bucket. Took the bucket and grabbed some water out of my fishing hole to fill up the garden. Now I was ready to plant some wheat. Planted some wheat down. Went upstairs to enjoy the moonrise while eating some dinner. On day 13, I awoke and looked at my unfinished boathouse and my garden. Put out a fenced area for some cows, and then I went out to go get some food. Found some sheep, some chicken, came home, and then I decided to work on this path leading up to my house. Smelted my meat. Ooh, baby. And then worked more on my path here. Went and checked my garden, looked at my unfinished boathouse again, and went to bed. On day 14, I woke up, went out to my unfinished boathouse, and then I decided to put some support under my balcony. Grabbed some more wood, and then I went to go check out the village. Checked in their chests again, found some more meat and some more bread. Thank you. Came back home, grabbed some more wood, and brought these wheats to these cows. And I said, hey, come home with me. I will feed you and you will have babies. And they said gladly. So I led them right in the pen that I made them, fed them, and they had a baby. It was quite lovely. Ate the rest of the bread as I looked on my cows, and then went upstairs to have some meat with my bread, watched the skeleton for a little bit, and went to bed. On day 15, I looked at my garden and my cows, went outside for a little stroll, and saw this spider. Decided to take him out. And then I saw the skeleton, and I decided to take him out. Or at least let the sun do it. And then I went down in my mine. I was looking for iron because I knew I needed diamonds and obsidian soon. Grabbed the coal, terraformed the mine a little bit till a zombie came, and then I took him out. Found more iron here. Found a lot of coal and iron here. And then I came out of my mine just as my pickaxe broke. The sun was about to go down on day 15. So I went home, went to my garden, grabbed the wheat, and I fed the cows. And watched them have babies as the sun set. Went upstairs, checked out my moonrise, checked out my garden and my cows, and then I went to bed. On day 16, woke up to the sunrise. It was a beautiful morning. Watched a zombie burn. Went to check out my garden. Grabbed some wood. And I decided today would be the day that I would work on my boathouse. So I went to work on the walls. Looked at my weird house. And then I knew I needed more birchwood. So I went and grabbed the birchwood. I got shot by a skeleton, but I took him out. Grabbed more dark oak, and I went to work on the boathouse. Made it more taller. Added the roof. And the little dividers where the boats would be going. Oh, a friend is here. So I wanted to see what he had for sale. Nothing amazing, so I didn't buy anything from him. Made a pathway leading to my boathouse from my house. and made the boats. Placed the boats out. That looks nice. And then worked on the path more, leading to my boathouse. Then I found a creeper in my front yard. Quickly went inside and closed the door. Looked to see if he was upstairs. Didn't see him, but I saw a couple zombies and a spider, so I went to bed. On day 17, I woke up, went downstairs, checked for the creeper. Didn't see him anywhere. Put some torches out, leading out to my boathouse, and my pathway leading out to the front gate. Grabbed some wheat, fed my cows, and then grabbed more dark oak wood. I was having a problem with these floating areas of the dark oak wood. I would get rid of the entire tree only to see that the leaves were all still there. And it was getting quite annoying digging up the dirt to get back into the house. So I added a ladder, made flint and steel, and decided to get to work on deleting these floating trees. Went up my ladder and watched the beautiful trees burn. Went upstairs to get a better look. It was magnificent. I knew I needed a library, and I didn't give myself much room on my house, so I knew I needed to add an addition. So I started in the back of the room and put the foundation down, and then went to bed. I woke up on day 18, saw the burning forest, grabbed this yellow flower and put them in the front. I knew I wanted to expand my garden, so I went and grabbed more flowers. And I remembered these pink ones were over here, so I went and grabbed those, and these red ones, and these droopy white ones. Saw some iron, but didn't have a pickaxe to get it, so I left a torch to remind myself later. Grabbed some birch wood and found these tulips. Tulips are my favorite, so I grabbed some pink ones and some orange ones, ate some meat, and then saw these sunflowers over by this horse. Grabbed a lot of sunflowers, so I filled my garden, and then these guys came. I was worried about these guys coming this entire time and thought they'd be here sooner, but they came on day 18. So I came all the way back to my house hoping they wouldn't follow me because they were pretty close. I had some weak areas in my house, so I knew I had to hurry up and reinforce those weak areas before they came and visited. Reinforced the library, checked out the window multiple times for them, but couldn't find them. Looked around in my house, didn't see them anywhere, hoping they left. So I placed down these flowers that I found out in the woods, and I put them down in my front garden. I had a lot of flowers to plant, but it was definitely missing some blues. Just as the moon was rising, I finished up the flowers, and then I put the sunflowers over here by the garden, and I thought that looked really nice by the vegetable garden. Went inside, went upstairs, and then I went to bed. On day 19, I looked out, saw nothing, went to check out the forest to see the damage it had done. It did leave some wood around, so I grabbed that wood. And then I went to go look for the cave that I left the torch in with the iron. Here it is. So I went and grabbed that iron real quick. And then I went down to my normal cave where a zombie was waiting for me. Took him out real quick. Went down to the cave to grab more iron. I found a lot of iron and a lot of coal. And then a creeper blew me up. Found more coal after I took out that creeper, or after he took me out, you could say. And then I found this very large cavern with water spewing out into it. I knew how to take care of the hole, so I took care of the hole real quick. And I worked on getting the iron and the coal out of the large cavern. It was day 20 as I worked through the night and the morning, grabbed more iron, and my pickaxe broke just as it was nighttime on day 20. I melted my iron ore and more iron ore, and the sun began to rise. So I went out. I got some more wheat to feed my cows. And then I wanted to go on a boat ride. So I hopped in my boat, and I went out to go get more birchwood. I had exhausted the birchwood around my area, so I knew I had to go find some more. And then I worked on the roof of my library, which I tried to do a slanted roof because I didn't want it covering my upstairs window. Tried to go to bed, but monsters were nearby. I checked outside for the monsters, couldn't really find them, so I decided to plant my sugarcane. As the sun was rising, I went inside to make myself some nice iron clothes. And then an iron pickaxe. And it was time to go and search for diamonds, because I knew I would need to go to the nether to get blaze rods. So I grabbed some of this iron here, and I further ventured into the mine. Saw the skeleton, took him out real quick. Saw another skeleton, kind of ran away from him, but took him out as well. And then I put a wall up so no more skeletons could come. I found a hole to a giant canyon, but this water was freaking me out. So I went and took care of the water, took out these zombies, and then grabbed the coal and the iron. And I finished the bridgeway going over the cavern. Let this guy through, took him out, and finished the bridge. Saw some gold on the other side, so I went ahead and grabbed that. And it ended up being quite a bit of gold. Grabbed some more coal. And found this little baby zombie. I came back out on the surface just as it was day 24, and I melted my iron. And I melted my gold. Harvested the wheat, fed it to my cows, and I watched them have babies. Went over to my sugarcane, saw it had not grown, and then I went over to my boathouse and went on another boating adventure. This time I decided to go the other way on the river and found that it was just a dead end. And then I saw this little pathway where it was a dead end but could possibly connect to a larger part of the river. So I made a pathway with my shovel, and it also led to a dead end. So I was on a river with two dead ends, didn't lead to the ocean at all. Just as I came back to my house, the sugarcane had grown a little bit, and then it started raining. Now, I love fishing in the rain, so I went ahead and I made myself a fishing rod. Grabbed my fishing rod, and I went ahead and fished in my fishing hole. And I fished for a while until I caught a puffer fish. And then I went to bed. When I woke up, the rain had stopped, and I had grabbed the sugarcane that had grown. Fed my cows, and I went and I grabbed more sugarcane. I knew I was going to need a lot of sugarcane to make a library. I ventured a little farther for more sugarcane and came upon these blue and lavender flowers. So I grabbed them from my garden, and I took some sheep out for some food. And some salmon. Came back home and planted the flowers that I had just found. Planted the sugarcane. And then I made the sugarcane into paper. Just as the moon was rising, I made myself a decent sword and an iron pickaxe for the next day ahead. That will be in the next video. Thank you guys so much for checking out the 100 Days of Minecraft, days 1 through 25. This will be a 4-part series, so I hope you guys like it. Thank you so much, and I will catch you guys later.